one second. Camera situated. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Welcome. Thank you guys so much. As I said in Instagram, I wanted to do a quick live about kind of my situation right now. Not really situation, because it's not really a situation, but it's where I'm at right now. So as I said on Instagram and even on YouTube, I made the decision to move back home with my family, I think back in September. And honestly, I didn't expect it to be for as long as it has been. I really thought and I really chose to believe that, I could quickly manifest the money that I needed to move out post COVID, post inflation, um, in a matter of like, I think 3 months, 4 months. And, I think it is possible with the right amount of delusion. And I don't think I had that amount of delusion that was needed to get me out of that. So here I am about 7 months later. I am living with my family still. But that being said, I chose to go with my family because I wanted to, first of all, have a safe space to live. In my 20s, this is not something that I would have chose to done. I would have figured out some way to make it happen. And I think a lot of us, especially when you're in your 20s, you do this. You try to, you try to be an adult. You try to put this pressure on yourself. You're like, no, I'm not gonna fail. No, I'm not gonna move back home. I'm gonna figure it out on my own. I'm gonna be an adult, right? And I have to admit, in my 20s, it did not lead to the best decisions. And when I say the best decisions, I mean that allow, it didn't it didn't allow me to make the decisions that were safest for me. Okay. And this is pre-traveling. So this is like the first half of my 20s. I don't necessarily want to get into the decisions that I made in my early 20s right now. But I will say this, those experiences have kind of empowered me to be okay with this decision right now. And I really want to say, obviously, first of all, thank you for my family for being stable, for being consistent, and for allowing me to focus on my business and put in the work, the attention, the love, the intention that is needed to grow a business. Okay. This is one thing that I've learned, I think, in the past 2 years, because last year I really tried to work on my business and travel. And for me, it didn't work. It's not saying that it's not possible or that it's impossible to do this. There are some people that I honestly haven't met yet, but there probably are some people who were able to travel and build their business and everything magically succeeds. They're out there. They're definitely out there. I have not met them yet. But anyway, so when I tried it, it didn't really work. And that's not saying, I was partying all the time. I had a pretty good balance. I worked about 5 to 6 hours, 5 days a week. Last year, and while I was traveling, um and I would work on my YouTube channel. I worked on my website. I worked on, I think, three websites at this point. The first website, I put in probably, I don't even know how many hours. I want to say at least 100 hours into that website and then trashed it. And then I made another website, put hours into that, trashed it. It's not that I trashed it, but it's not like continued online because honestly, it wasn't getting that much traction. So maybe that's a lesson for me to really reflect on and think more about. Probably need to just build a website and stick to it. Yeah, probably need to do that. But I mean, I have a website right now that has all my courses and my products on it, and I kind of like that, and I'm good with that right now because I am getting traction on that site. But anyway, so what I really wanted to talk about is the safety aspect. And this is really, I'm really talking to the women who are watching this or the men who feel vulnerable at this time. Okay. This is like the key audience. because not everybody necessarily feels vulnerable. But what I'm learning, especially in or what I've learned talking and listening to other successful entrepreneurs, is there's a common kind of theme where at some point when they're building a business, they have to spend, I think, don't they don't have to spend, but a commonality is that they spend at least, I think, 6 months to a year, sometimes 2 years. I'm not trying to do 2 years, but sometimes 2 years to build up their business. And they stay with somebody who they feel safe with. For me, it happens to be my parents, and it is safe. It's not like the best environment in terms of like where I'm at in my like how do I say, my peaceful like spiritual journey. I'm a very peaceful person. I've done the work, and so when you start to live with people who haven't done the work and need to, it's a very different experience. I think people, if you know, you know. It's a very different experience. And but I'm still grateful that I have a place to stay. I'm so grateful that I have a place to stay that is safe. I'm grateful that I have space. Um, Even though I'm living with my family, but that is to say, you need a safe space. You need a space where it's just safe. That's number one. I think once your safety is taken care of, then you can really focus on your business. But if you do not live in safety and you're not living in a safe environment, okay, and this could be dependent on the people who you're living with, the person who you might be in a relationship with. If you are not in a safe environment, this is not going to help you show up as the best version of yourself when you are doing business, when you are helping your clients, when you are supporting the people who you are here to support. And it's just a really important realization to make, okay? And for some of you, it might not be your parents who you're with, right? It might not even be a family member, right? It could be a friend or a cousin, or maybe there's an organization that you work with who is allowing you to have the housing and the safety that you need to show up as your best self, right? But my point is, I feel like every single entrepreneur has someone, okay, again, doesn't have to be a family member, but they have someone who fully supports them, who they feel safe with. And I think this is a key when it comes to building your business. A point where you do have to go all in. You do have to pour that intention into your business, okay? Because you're forming a deep relationship with your business. Like I've said before, when it comes to self love, when it comes to self development, when it comes to any relationship you want to build in your life, you have to pour intention into that relationship. It's the same thing with your business. You have to pour intention into it, okay? I think last year I kind of straddled, I was kind of like half in, half out. Maybe the past couple years, honestly. But now I'm all in. And part of, the choice that I had to make was that I had to say, okay, you know what, we're going to go all in this year. We're going to really pour everything, pour the intention, pour the work, pour the thousands of hours of work within a matter of months. We're going to pour it in. I don't even know if there's 1,000 hours. Actually, there probably is, but we're going to pour it in. Okay, we're going to pour in all of those hours. And the key to that is a safe space. And so that's part of the reason why I'm here. And I think I'm like kind of really okay with saying this now. Honestly, before this video, I was crying after having announced this decision to my audience, because I think there was a part of me that was ashamed of this decision, right? Because I have a lot of friends who, how do I put it? They'll be like, oh, like, I wouldn't do that, but I'm happy for you, right? It's like they don't say they're judging you, but like you can feel that they're judging you. And maybe I choose to feel it, right? But so I did have some tears before I was on here because I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually announcing this. Like, all of that feeling, that guilt came up of no, not the guilt, the shame, right? The shame of this decision. Um But then I realized something, I realized something that I've known since I started traveling. And that is that this is so normal to the rest of the world. Like it's really crazy how Western society, I'm gonna say like Western, like, the States, London, part of Europe. Um, it's crazy that there is so much shame attached to moving back home with your family. Now, mind you, I think since high school, I never really moved back home for a full year. Since high school, yeah. This is the first time. I don't think it's really been a full complete year yet. But since high school, I never really moved back with my family. I always just made it work. Um, But it's crazy how much shame is attached to this when literally, I want to say like 80% of the world, this is normal. There are countries I went to, you don't move out of the house until you're married. That's it. That's the norm, okay? It's really, really crazy how we put so much pressure on ourselves to keep up with this standard of this American lifestyle, of this capitalist lifestyle that we know doesn't make us happy. Like, that's the crazy part, right? It's like we know for a fact, we've experienced it. It doesn't make us happy. It doesn't make us feel fulfilled. So what are we really doing, right? But we're still pressured into this. We're still really, yeah, we're pressured to be like, no, 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 I have to have the business and I have to have a job and I'm just gonna make it work. I'm gonna figure it out, which is literally a recipe for burnout. Okay. Like, and I know maybe there's some people watching this to be like, no, 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 I did it. And that's fine. But again, it's all about the intentionality. It's all about what you're pouring into your business. And so if you do want to have the like full-time 9 to 5 and pour into your business, um, you can do that. You can do that. But again, think about the intentionality. Okay. Think about the energy you're pouring in to your business. There's one thing I learned from the woman who wrote The Secret. I don't know what her, Barbara. I don't think her name is Barbara. But anyway, I just remember her having I don't want to say that, but I'm gonna say it. I remember having like a black girl name. Like when I heard her name, I was like, wait, that sounds like a black woman's name, like low key. What is her name? I don't know. And she's Australian too. And I would never guess that an Australian woman would have this name. Anyway, okay, that's aside. What I learned from her, right, is the intention that she poured into her books, the Secret, and then she also wrote like The Magic, which is all about gratitude. Um, but she, in an interview, she said like, if any of her employees were depressed, she told them stay home until you've sat with that energy and you are a new person. Because she didn't want that energy to even touch her product. She didn't even want that energy to touch The Secret. And just from that one statement, I learned so much about the intentionality that I'm pouring into my business. Um, and this is why I'm so thankful for my family for letting me stay with them. This is why I'm so thankful for, my soul for choosing my family, knowing that I would be in this position at some point, to really pour into the intentionality and the love that my business is going to need. Not my business, but like my purpose is going to need. Um, so I'm so internally grateful for that, internally and eternally. Um, but I think there's so much magic in that because that's one thing I can say about her products. I really should know what her name is. Oh my God. Yeah, I really don't. I don't know right now, but um, that's one thing I can say about her products. When I listen or read her books, I do feel the energy. That's one thing. And I can't really say this for any other product or any other person or any other like class that I've really been in. But her, it's like when I do her exercises with the book, I can feel a boost of gratitude. And that's what I wanted. That's the intention I want to bring into my products. That's the intention that I want to bring into every course that every person takes with me. That's what I want to bring into every product that I give to people. I want people to feel that energy. Like I want that same magic, okay? And I'm intentionalizing that magic, okay? Um cuz honestly, like I said, I haven't really experienced this with any other products. Really, truly honestly. Um, but to do that, you have to protect it, right? You have to intentionalize your business. And so that's why I say you have to have a safe space. Now, sometimes, the safe space isn't ideal. It isn't ideal, but you need to focus on the good aspects of that space, right? Like one of the good aspects of me moving back home with my family was that, you know, my parents are still working, and then my little brothers, they're going to school, so I have the house to myself, um from like 7 to like 5 o'clock. Okay, so it's great. So for me it's really ideal because I'm taking advantage of the time. Now before that and after that, well, actually after is fine, but before the 2 hours when everybody's waking up and like, it's like low key chaotic, but again, I focus on the time that I do have. I'm still thankful for the time when it is quiet, when I do have the house to myself and I'm able to really think clearly and set the intentions into my business. So you have to kind of look at it that way, right? Because there are aspects of living at home with my family that quite frankly, like I don't like. But it's okay because it's still allowing me to show up in my purpose consistently. And this is a privilege that I have, but trust me, for any of y'all who are on the journey of of um of building your business, I know for a fact there's someone in your life like this who can support you unconditionally, who you can go to and say, "Hey, I need to work on my business for 6 months to a year. Is there any way I can, stay with you at your place? This is what I can contribute to the household." Also, think about that, how you can contribute. Obviously, I'm not just bumming it on my parents' couch. I'm cleaning, I'm helping out around the house. I go and get groceries when they need it. I help out how I can, right? That's the other thing maybe some of y'all need to hear too. Obviously, don't just be on the couch working business. Help out, help out. This is something that I've learned from a really good friend of mine in college. It's something that I've continued like throughout my life. Is like whenever I'm over somebody's house, even if I'm not staying there, if I'm just there for the evening, right? I always just help out where I can. Um, yeah, I learned that from a really good friend of mine. So thank God for her. I'm glad I learned that lesson because it doesn't hurt. At the end of the day, it's not gonna hurt anything. Like at the end of the day, it's not gonna hurt anything, and it's gonna help the people who are actually helping you and really supporting you. Um, so yeah, I think those are the two things that I really want to touch on, which is the safety, prioritize that safety, and really talking to the. You need to, if you're not in a ideal situation, make a safety exit plan. Okay, figure that out. And normal. This is really, I don't want to say country, right? But this Western like capitalist lifestyle is like one of the cultures of the world that is like, no, you can't stay with your family. You can't take that time to work on your business. You have to be independent. You have to have a job and work on your business. And you really, like I said, you have to stop and think, do I really want to pour that energy into my business? No. You don't, because you're just going to get more of that out of your business, which is not what you want. Trust me. Um, so yeah, so those are the two things. I really, again, want to bring that knowledge of the world to y'all, especially for those of y'all who are watching who haven't really traveled before. Like, trust me, so many countries. I feel like what Costa Rica was the first country I went to where I saw this. Literally, you don't move out of your house like until you're married. Like that's it. Like it's normal. Colombia is another one of these countries. Let's see if I can find an example. I would say France too. Let me think. Mm, depends on who you talk to in France. That's what I'll say about that. Greece, okay. Japan too. Okay, like it's completely normal, so it's okay. It's okay. And like I said, I wanted to make like this live stream. I said I was gonna end it, but I'm not. But I want to make this live stream just dive into it for those of y'all who really need to hear it. Um, like I said, I made my little shorts and into it because yeah, y'all, we really we need to like start to step out Step out of the matrix. Sorry, I laughed because one of my songs that hopefully I'll not hopefully, but I will release soon, talks about this stepping out of the matrix. It's literally like one of the lyrics. But we need to step out of that, not even the matrix really, but it's like sorry, I roll my eyes because it's like, it's like this thing. I guess it was this thing like a couple months ago or maybe like a year ago. Everyone was talking about the matrix. But it's the mindset. It's the matrix mindset. There you go. So you gotta step out of that mindset. And if you can't travel to really see it, just continue to follow me on here. I'll talk more about my experiences abroad. And really yeah, just continue to know more about the cultures of the world, okay? Not just following YouTubers and travel influencers. Like, I roll my eyes because I know that they serve to inspire people to travel. But really try to follow people who educate you on culture and really talk about, how expansive the world is and how many thousands of different ways of living there are on this world. Just open your eyes, open your mind, open your heart, okay? Um and like I said, if you can't physically do that, definitely ask me any questions about even if you are just commenting below this video or any other videos, let me know and I'll reach out to you, okay? Not reach out, but I'll reply to your comment. Um but yeah, because it's just like this mindset, like we need to get out of it, y'all. We have to get out. We have to get out. Okay. Way out of this mindset. So that's gonna be it for today. I love y'all so much. And I will see y'all probably on Saturday, or if not, I will do like some other live stream. Okay. Peace.